Hello, League. It is I, your commissioner, here to once again go through the previous week's games and the power rankings that have been bestowed upon me. Now, some of you are going to be more excited for this video than others. Some of you are going to be despondent to these videos, and some of you may even spit at these videos. Yes, I won't get into names, but I will get into rankings and I will get into recaps. So without further ado, the Week 11 recap. So this was a weird week. Some very low-scoring teams, some very high-scoring teams. We'll get into those. You had teams win with 76 points. You had teams win with 73 points. And you had a team even win with 68 points. Yes, 68 points. The second fewest points, or third fewest points in the league, was able to get a victory this week. We'll go to that matchup first. That was CD's TD's Tom Gorman. He advanced to 7-4 with his 68-point performance. He got astounding 1.8 points out of his wide receivers. Lad McConkey, Khalil Shakir, and Devonta Smith. Josh Jacobs got hurt. Ashton Genty got him 3.4. George Kittle did what he does. He showed up with 18, 16 points for Eddie Pinheiro, and 10 points for Miami defense. Mahomes got him 14. It was a really rough week for Tom Gorman. He only got 68 points. But it wasn't that rough. And it could have been rougher because he got a victory. And the man he faced, Mr. Free Win, Chris Cazzero, fell to 5-6. Yes, Christopher put up a measly 60.32 points. It's always difficult to win when your one player that gets double digits is your kicker. 6 points for Lamar Jackson, 3 points for Jamal Spit Chase. Rashee Rice only with 3.8. I could go on and on here. These are very pedestrian numbers. Christopher, it is simply just not shaping up to be my dear friend Christopher's year. Now, things could change. He is a manager. I'm hopeful for Christopher, but 60.32 points, it is just simply sad. Moving on to another low-scoring matchup. We had a matchup of the big boys here. Gibbs and Bijan Inc. versus Richie's team that I will not name. Andy Unchained advanced to 4-7. Richie fell to 5-6. Andy put up 73 points. He got 40 from his running backs. So you do the math on the rest of the team. Not very good. Richard has a tough week. Always tough when Quentin Johnson posts a 0. You almost would rather a 0.3 to know he was on the field. Jalen Hurts got him 14. Buffalo defense got him 10. That was about it. I'm not even going to go into the details on this matchup. No one deserved to win. Andy won because somebody had to. Next. Another very low-scoring matchup that actually came down to Monday Night Football here. The Blair Witch Project, Kyle Kopp, fell to 8-3 versus Do It for Marty's Torso. Matt Stokes advanced to 7-4. Stokes put up 76 points. Kyle put up 71. Now, Kyle got pretty good performances out of Chase Brown, Mark Andrews, but all in all, pretty disappointing performances out of Matthew Stafford, Devontae Adams, who had a 1-yard touchdown, Xavier Worthy, who's becoming unstartable. Javonte Williams was okay, 93 rushing yards, but it just wasn't enough. 71 points for Kyle this week with Jonathan Taylor on bye. He was mortal. Stokes, on the other hand, 76 points. He got 4 points out of Justin Ifman Herbert. Can't say I am surprised. But JSN did his thing. CeeDee Lamb did his thing. Kyron Williams did his thing. Even Jason Myers got him 14 points. He had a chance to even add to that if he had the field goal at the end of the game. But 14 is a good number. Stokes takes his 76 points and his victory and runs into next week. As we said, Kyle falls to 8-3. Now that those matchups are out of the way, we can get into some of the higher scoring matchups. I'll be quick with this one. This was me versus Mr. Russell. I had a very fortunate week from Josh Allen. The Tampa Bay Bucks looked like they had never played defense before, and it showed. He scored 44 points for me, and that's all I really needed. Derrick Henry did his thing, as he always seems to do. Thank you, Mr. Henry. Russell put up 73. Nobody over 13. Just one of those seasons for Mr. Mike. Unfortunately, he has been here before. He's been at the top of the mountain, and he's been at the bottom of the river. This is a season where he will seemingly be towards the latter. Next, we have one of the more respectable matchups, maybe the most respectable matchup of the week. The Neighborhood Deal and Pew advancing to 7-4 with 111 points versus Gaz's Graduation Pants, which I can't believe I said, with 96 points. The Neighborhood put up 111, and he's got two guys, all right, and they look like you and me, all right. They put up points. All right, Christian Watson had a nice week. Jordan Love had a nice week playing against that Giants defense. Most people had nice weeks, but I digress. Ricky Pearsall got him 0. Didn't matter. 111 points. Good any week. Good enough this week. Pat, really respectable, 96. Caleb Williams with only 10. He gets a little bit more luck. He's probably winning this week. He plays any of the other teams I just named pretty much outside of myself. I think he wins. So a tough matchup pull here for Patrick, but 96 points, you take it. Rico Dowdle is a bell cow. James Cook's been great. Again, Tampa Bay defense doesn't look like they played any. Jameson Williams, quietly a wide receiver 1. Pat McCann's going to be just fine. It was a loss, but he will be just fine. And last but not least, I think maybe my favorite matchup. We have John Tui, Waddle Baby Waddle, advancing to 3-8. And we have Nico the Impaler Luke Bonomo falling to 6-5. Tui was projected for 79 points, and I will be the first one to say I thought that was generous. I said he's starting Michael Wilson. He's starting Sean Tucker. He's starting Kyle Manungai. I don't think this is going to bode well for Tui. I even texted Luke like a fool saying, I think you should be okay this week. Tui doesn't seem to have the pieces on the offense. I was, once again, wrong. And the reverse curse has worked for Tui. It has not worked as well for Christopher, but it has worked for Tui. Dak got him 24. Michael Wilson turned back the clock, and it was Larry Fitzgerald out there, folks. 185 receiving yards. George Pickens with the 20 spot. Sean Tucker with the 32 spot. Travis Kelce turned back the clock with 15 points. I mean, this was Tui put up 134 points, and he got nothing out of his kicker and defense, which usually sometimes those scores happen is because those two positions go off. This was a ass beating from Tui, and Luke put up a respectable amount of points. It's not that. This was just brilliant managing. I don't know what else to say. 134 from Tui. Kudos to the bag. Luke's team, I'll get to it quick. I mean, Drake May got him 15. Nico Collins got him 15. Devon Achane got him 16. Hunter Henry got him 4. Not really all that good. Quinshon Judkins only got him 6. A couple guys could have done better. Amon-Ra, Roma Dunze. Luke put up 81. A little bit on the margins here and there. He's right at 100. I think he'll be fine. But just an amazing week from Tui. Just a truly tip my cap to this performance. Incredible from the bag. So those were your winners. It was Tom Gorman, John Tui, Dylan Pugh, Andy Unchained, Matt Stokes, and me. And now, without further ado, we get into the power rankings. You heard me say it once. You'll hear me say it again. It brings me no joy. But at number 12, I have to put my dear friend Michael Russell. Now, I do not wish to put Michael here. It is just one of those things where his team this year has simply not come to fruition. He had the first pick, and he didn't want the first pick, and it feels like he really didn't want the first pick. Russell is my number 12 team. Next. Next. This one is really, really tough. There were a few teams I considered, but considering there are only 2 teams below 1,000 points scored, I had to put Christopher here. Now, Christopher, I know. You're starting to turn about face here. You're starting to say, you know what? My team actually does stink, as opposed to arguing with me that you deserve to be in 10th instead of 11th. There is still a chance. You have a decent record. You have a decent team. There's a chance. You are currently ranked 11th just because of what I've seen so far. You need to get a win. It's been a while. You need to get a win. But if you do, things could change. Things could change. I would not spit away the opportunity at this playoff run. You could do it, Christopher. Next. I got to put Andy 10. I won't be happy with that. He puts in a different quarterback every week. If you start J.J. McCarthy in this league, you can never be ranked higher than 10. So no other justification needed. Andy 10. Now, I'm not joking when I say this. 9 to 3, I legitimately think are interchangeable. There's no great team, right? I think, not to get spoiled things, but I think Kyle's got the second best team and Luke's got the best team. Spoiler alert. But I mean, these next group of teams are separated by like 40 points, which over the course of 11 weeks is 4 points. I mean, we're not talking about anything here. This is as tight as this league has ever been. I have Pat McCann at number 9, and Pat probably should be higher, but you can put Pat higher. I'm not going to argue with you. At 8, I have Mr. Tui. You can put Tui higher. I'm not going to argue with you. At 7, I have Rich. Rich had a bad week, and he needs something to happen with that Seattle backfield. I need Bucky Irvin back. But Rich is a good team when healthy. I got Rich at 7. I have me at 6 because I've been putting up a lot of points. You know, Drake London is hurt, which will hurt me. But I put myself at 6. I've got Dylan at 5. I think he's got the 2 boys that are carrying him, and that's all he needs right now. So if they continue to do it, they'll continue to do it. Stokes is at 4, just because I like his team. I don't like his quarterback, but I like his team. And 3 is Gorman, because I think he probably has the most upside of the teams remaining that aren't Kyle and Luke. And I don't really have to get into what I like about Kyle's team. He's got Jonathan Taylor. End of discussion. And then I think Luke has the most balanced team in the league. I think Luke has Nico Collins, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devon Achane. He's getting points from everybody. He's got Drake May, who's a potential MVP candidate. Not my personal MVP, but be that as it may, if I come back next week and I put Gorman at 9 and Pat at 3, don't be shocked, because it could happen. Because this league is as tight as it gets. Everybody's still in it. Even Russell's still in it. I mean, he just needs a couple good weeks, but he's still in it. Even Christopher is still in it. Now, wins will be paramount. Points will be paramount. Set your lineups. Good luck to all. Again, Russell, Gaz, Andy, Pat, Tui, Rich, me, Dylan, Stokes, Gorman, and Kyle and Luke. Those are your power rankings. Do I have a play for Thursday night? I would say my play is Josh Allen anytime touchdown. That's a good play.